So today I'm going to be playing through the Headrush Gigboard. Here is my little preset. It's called First because that's the first one I ever made, and it seems to be the best one I've ever made, so I don't really fuck with it. And I'm using both outputs. Each of them will be going to the effects loops of these two amps. First, the Bugera 333XL Infinium to the Peavey, old Peavey cab. PRS MT FX loop, and running again through an old PV cab. First guitar I'm going to be using today is the Washburn Dime ST Pro. Sick ass guitar. A lot of you motherfuckers want it, but you're not going to get it. Dimebucker, very, very, very hot. You will see in a minute. Next guitar is the Razorback V255. Took out the EMGs, got some custom shop Seymour Duncans instead. I think it sounds a little bit better. And then the last guitar I'm going to be using, ESP LTD Kirk Hammett Demonology. Awesome, super awesome guitar. I love it. Just thrashy as fuck. So that's what I'm going to be using today. So I did the video the other day where I played my Jackson Rainbow Crackle through the Headrush Gigboard into the Bugera and the MT15, both of their effects loops. And I got a pretty decent sound out of it. I'm just using the same channel or preset or whatever on my Gigboard. But when I plug this in, this fucking Washburn ST Pro with the Dimebucker, it is so hot. Like the signal going to these amps is so crazy hot, and I really can't get a good sound without it sounding really crispy and just like hissy. But I'll do a little playthrough with this, then I'll switch guitars to something else that doesn't have the Dimebucker. But I don't know if this camera is going to be able to pick up what I'm hearing in this room or not, but I'll try. So, yeah, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's coming through or not, but it's just really hissy and just, I guess that's kind of how Dimebag was, though, the high end. But it just, in the room where I'm standing, it just doesn't sound that great. So I'm going to switch guitars and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is the Dean, I think it's called 255 or 255V. It's a 25.5-inch scale, Razorback, crunchy as hell. It originally came with EMGs, 85, 81s, and I don't know, kind of fell out of love with EMGs somewhat. But this is just some custom shop Seymour Duncan pickups, I think full shred and then something else, I'm not sure. But when you hear me play, it's going to be a lot less hiss, a lot less high end, and more just brutal chunks, you know what I'm saying? Alrighty. So definitely not as hissy hiss McHissersons. So I'm gonna try one more guitar. And I told you I'm not fell out of love with EMGs, so I'm gonna try a guitar with EMGs, but they're different EMGs. They're not the basic 85, 81s. So I think these have a better, like a mid range. They're not as, they don't produce as much distortion. You kind of get the distortion from your guitar processor or your amps. So I kind of like that. Oh, and by the way, check out this custom strap I had made. Jimbo. It's got the Sarcoptic logo. Got the other Sarcoptic logo again on the back. Awesome strap. All right, this is the ESP LTD Kirk Hammett Demonology. Fucking awesome guitar. All neck through or whatever you want to call it. It's got a real Floyd Rose. It's got the Kirk Hammett Bone Breaker. I'm pretty sure they're called Bone Breaker. But this is just thrash city, the tone I got out of this guitar. It's basically the preset that I made on the gig board actually is what I dialed it in with. I dialed that preset in with this guitar, so I think this guitar sounds best through that. So let's take a listen. So a little different tuning. Instead of being in D style like all the other guitars, I'm in E style, but it's the same tuning basically, just in E style. But yeah, that kind of just shows you the difference in the pickups. Pickups make a pretty big difference. A lot of people don't realize. And cabinets. Cabinets is another thing that makes a bigger difference that a lot of people don't realize. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in.